Hey guys, I'm Captain Foley,
I'm Connor Kongs.
and we are back for a beastly encounter this week. We're going to be looking at a creature, a beast, a thing, an animal. Why is everything we don't understand always called a thing? I don't know. But we're going to take a look at it and see what that thing was that was on the USS Glenn, eating all the Klingons. And
Oh, was it not the captain? Or one of the
oh,
crewmen?
maybe it was. It could be.
I thought it was the last survivor that wanted to say hi to the guys. And I mean, hey, they hate Klingons, so they could have eaten the Klingons and just, hey guys, I'm a friend. And they never thought it would be around.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, different.
Do you think this is something that was maybe part of a scientific experiment that just got loose because power went down on the Glen? Or do you think that this is maybe a mutation of one of the lab rats or things that occurred due to their bloom, their spore bloom that twisted everyone into corkscrews?
Well, first of all, what did you think about having another Beast of the Week sort of sudden turn in the episode?
I didn't mind it, to be perfectly honest. That was interesting. It could take out Klingons like nobody's business. Maybe it's a Targ they brought over that got mutated. I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting that they specifically mentioned its claws can slice through double reinforced special hull and can claw its way through a engineering alpha test bay's reinforced doors at the exact same amount of time it takes for a phaser rifle to burn its way through another door. That's pretty impressive, considering these are things designed to keep their self out of space, and they know that phaser bolts didn't do a thing, and the Klingons clearly their guns didn't do a thing, and they're always set to kill. So clearly resilient to whatever we can throw at it. So that was interesting because you said straight away, is it brought on by Klingons? So in terms of chronology, we think that the Glenn had the black alert, went to spore drive, failed, the bloom happened, the scoring we didn't really see on the ship, ruptured, something happened, all the crew, there wasn't many crew that we saw, so maybe disintegrated some, inside out others. Then the Klingons find the ship deserted, and they see no life signs, so they find the ship deserted, they come on board and they all get killed for the most part. So, you're right, where does this creature come in on that?
Could be like I said, it was part of an experiment on board the ship, and it was the only life form that the Klingons detected. So the Klingons went down to see what it was, opened the door, and shit, shouldn't have done that because let this thing out. Or it could have been a smaller creature that survived the initial whatever, and due to some kind of mutation or radiation or just quantum entanglement or interference, mutated into this thing. This could be the tick. This could be like a flea. This could be a tick off of one of the lab rats that was small enough to survive but got mutated. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe it evolved because it got caught in the quantum mycelium web and then evolved millions of years and then in a second and popped out. I don't know. I'm trying to just spit out theories. So.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, I agree. I think... A couple of ways you can look at it. It's definitely not a Targ Klingon thing. It was killing them when they came on board, so it was let loose. So I don't know if it'd be an experiment. Now we know that the Discovery has 300 experiments, or the ability to have 300 experiments going on at one time, scientific things. So if the entire ship is dedicated, and both the ships are dedicated toward the spore drive, you might have had the equivalent of budgies and what were the canaries that you put down caves, something to test on. That would make some sense, but again, I would think animal cruelty, you wouldn't necessarily have that. I mean, you could potentially replicate a clone of one, but does that make it any better or not? I don't know. It could be a organism, microscopic, as you said, like a bug that was genetically whatever, and growing, or it could be a crew member. I always think, as soon as I saw this, I was thinking, like the episode, I think, of Evolution in TNG, when the entire crew, different stage of evolution. Worf becomes a proto-Klingon with all this powerful stuff, and then everyone has different levels of things. One becomes a spider creature and such. So it could be someone has been infected. I mean, there's different alien races on the ship, so it could easily be that all the humans became inside out, sort of. Other races changed as well. One became that, other people became other things, and this one happened to live and be the strongest and kill everyone else. So that's a possibility. Now, one thing that I know we both considered is that we know there's a mirror universe episode. We know transphasing between the two can do things. It makes the Defiant crew go crazy, but also they can board the ship, and there's you can sort of get on the ship when it's in phase. So maybe this creature phased into the ship somehow, because you're right, going this mycelial network thing. Who's to say it doesn't connect every universe? If it's the building blocks of the existence, then why couldn't it mess up and bring something else from somewhere else? Because this is clearly a creature that you would not want to deal with. It can kill anyone, not be hit by a weapon, not be affected by weapons, and also get through your strongest thing. They can't go through force fields, which is pretty helpful. Yet, anyway, could be an alien, it could just learn to get through it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say what it is specifically, but it's a killer. It's a predator. That's for sure. I'm sure we'll get an explanation exactly what happened, and I think you're right. It could be from a mirror universe, because we've heard rumors that there is going to be a mirror universe episode.
Well, we know there is because John the Frakes leaked it, confirmed it.
Well, I know he could just be screwing with us. I'm just saying rumors for now.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it would make sense that this the mycelium network would be able to tie into other realities. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So who knows what happened here? Maybe it was just a transporter accident gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be many things. What do you think about the actual design of the creature? And do you think they're trying to tell us something by the design? Because we know it's going to reappear. Clearly it's been saved for a reason.
Yeah. It seems almost mole-like a little bit, with the feelers and even the mouth bits. So I don't know if it's supposed to, design to go underground and through tunnels. It's got a very smooth skin, so it could be that that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fast. I know that.
Yeah, it has a single head with those two antennae, and it actually has hair behind it, as a mane of hair, which is quite interesting. It doesn't look like it has eyes, even though it has high spots. I've freeze-framed a couple of moments, and it doesn't seem to have eyes open, which could imply, wrongly genetically put together, by whatever happened.
Oh. It goes back to what I was saying about the mole.
Oh, sure.
Moles are blind and stuff, so
yeah,
it could be it just lives in perpetual darkness somewhere.
Yeah, and then you got this mandible sort of. That's kind of like the predator in a sense. It's very, very, it's small, but it's very vicious mouth. But also, if you go to like the last picture, you can see so many veins. It's a very sort of spongy face. So it's an interesting creature. It's definitely, you're right, mole, and kind of reminiscent of one of the JJ creatures. How it was belting towards them and such. And I guess their claws are so strong they can get through a lot. But I don't know if it's trying to reference anything in particular.
Probably not.
It's probably just a weird looking creature that worked well. And I was very careful to pick screen caps where everything's strobing. I picked one where the strobe actually hit you can actually see the creature. Most times you see it in dark. We're seeing it brighter than it's meant to be seen because I've also digitally enhanced it. And I thought that was pretty well done CG considering how dark the set was. To integrate it so perfectly was, I thought, very well done by these guys.
Yeah. Now, what did you think about the ending where it got transported onto the Discovery? Because we know that it can slice through pretty thick hull, double layered hull.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what the cell it's in is made of. It's one of the first things that I thought, the force field might be able to stop it, but what about its claws and slicing through the hull? So.
Yeah, and if he was very clever, he'd have a ring of, he'd have the entire walls be force field. But we know that, and even this, you have to have a line of force field. Even TNG, it's a line of force field. I mean, that's the point. It's a limited zone you can force field. Although I mean, you can deflect to shield it, so I'm sure it's capable. Yeah, it's obviously important, and I think it does go back to it was created via this thing. The fact that when they beamed aboard, the transportation ship, they came aboard. They specifically said, this is not meant to happen. Whatever happened is totally out of the realms. So to have this creature create, it might be living the spore network. It might be connected to it. It might be an evolution. It might be an organic evolution of this fungi. It could be a. Yeah.
So do you think Lorca has captured it to learn what happened on the Glen, to study it, to see maybe some kind of radiation or something that we mentioned, see if there's any traces of that? Or do you think he captured it because we don't know much about his intentions, we don't know a lot about his character yet.
Yeah.
So did he catch it for personal gain, or did he catch it for scientific research? Did he catch it to use as a weapon against the Klingons? Can you imagine beaming this onto a Klingon bridge? Hey, there you go. Bye.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, the Klingons would probably love that because they'd want to try to kill it.
Well, this kind of reminds me, if it is grown by this drive, this spore, this radiation, whatever, it reminds me. You haven't seen Prometheus? You've seen Prometheus. You haven't seen Alien Covenant yet, have you?
I have.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that sometime. The black goo is a biological weapon that creates other beings. It's not in itself a weapon. It obviously kills the host of the first person, but it's a thing. So if you can create, if he realizes, because the fact is he destroys the Glen, which means they had all they needed from it. I said to Dad, who said, "Why did you destroy a good ship?" And I pointed out, well, it's next to Klingon space, and they know the Klingons can find it. They already found it once. They'll be back. They can't let them discover it, see what they're doing, and they haven't got time to repair it and bring it away. So don't waste time, just destroy it, because he might have got this. Might be the thing he really wanted, They might have said in their calculations, 2 years ago, it might do something to genetic material, and he's like, well, their blunder created this thing. So maybe you can turn radiation in one way into this travel, another way into altering life, Because what if this is a Klingon, maybe that the first Klingon to open the door to the radiation chamber got affected and then killed the rest of them. It could be a mutation of a Klingon, which is obviously a bit radical and all that. But if it changes life, then it's a weapon in and of itself.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you think he took it?
See, his motivations are so unclear. I'm hoping it's for scientific research to kind of get to the bottom of what happened on the Glen. I don't want it to be something sinister, because I think he's a Starfleet captain after all. He's not going to be some evil serial killer that everybody's kind of making him out to be because he's got this menagerie of bones and stuff in his little shop of horrors there. So I think his end game is good intentions. It's just how he goes about doing that might seem a little shifty and shady when you don't know the guy, because he said he likes to feel mysterious. So, so I'm just hoping it's for scientific purposes to find out what happened on the Glen. That would make sense, to bring the last surviving thing over. Yeah. And just study it. I don't know.
But do you think next episode we're going to find it sliced up on that gurney that we discussed in our menagerie episode?
You know what? I think we're not going to see this for a few episodes. I think next episode we're not going to refer to it at all. Yep. You're going to forget about it, and then it's going to be like, oh yeah. Either they dissected it, or they use it for some other purpose, or they've tamed it and it's calm now. And
this could be the key to understanding what went wrong and to understand how the real potential of the spore drive.
Or it could be from the mirror universe, and they can detect different quantum signatures off it to know it's not from our reality, and this could be the catalyst to get them to go to the mirror universe in an episode. They've studied it, they found out the quantum signature, and they use that as something to take the ship or just transport a crew member to the mirror universe using that.
Because as you said, it's all. Well, they said it's all chemistry, it's all biology, it's all physics. One universe is just physics, so is the other universe, and we know it's not that difficult to beam between universes because they've done it a couple of times. If this creature is an epitome killing machine, it can crush through anything. Maybe he's thinking, what else is in this universe? This first thing came through is very capable of winning against a Klingon battalion with no scratches. What if we went through and picked out a few more select creatures and brought them through and then let them loose in a Klingon colony? Yeah, it's the drive allows you to explore other places to get more weapons. I tried to do an episode of a show where they use, I can't remember what the show was, but they use it to go to an alternate universe to pull. Oh no, it's a Stargate. Yeah, they pull energy from what they think is a self-contained universe, but it's not another person's universe. They're actually destabilizing an alternate universe to generate power, and it's messing up the universe because it's just where's it coming from? It's another universe. You can mess things up by universality because they're all connected. So yeah. Yeah.
We don't know what it is, guys, or where it's from. Is what this whole
wow, that's a quick summation of 15-minute video, Stuart. We don't know where, we don't know why.
But we've thrown out a few theories, and hopefully some of them come to pass. We'd like to think we're not that stupid that we can't figure out what's going on. So one of them has to hit, sort of, generally, in the area.
There's so much potential of what these things could be, you know. It's very intriguing. Yeah.
So... But anyway, guys, until our next video where we break down some other piece of Discovery tech, or even just one of our regular videos where we're looking at a ship, or a review. We review Discovery episodes and Orville, so check those out as well. But until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Kongs.